Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Tableau related tutorial on our channel. In this part, we are trying to create a very simple dashboard for top US e-commerce companies by revenue. We are doing analysis here, and in this analysis you can see average number of employees in company, average revenue growth, average revenue in USD millions, revenue in by industry, total revenue by state name. So from whichever state we have a company that is in top 100 companies for the year 2023, we have that information. Similarly, here we are showing name of all companies like Walmart, Amazon, etc. And you can see which country has the higher revenue growth. So we can see two graphs here. One is the bar graph, other is the line chart. And in the line chart, you can see revenue growth, average revenue growth, and in one axis you can see total revenue. Similarly, this is total revenue by city name, and you can see as per the companies in New York City, we have maximum total revenue. We also have some filters over here which you can use to uh, filter the data and see data as an interactive one. So like for airline, apparel, automobile, you can select. So let's learn how to create a simple dashboard like this in Tableau. So the file that we are using in this project is USA online shopping dataset. This dataset was downloaded from Kaggle. I will provide you this CSV file, and in the CSV file you will find that headquarters and state, these two columns are given in the same field. So what we can do, we can go to data and we can separate text to columns delimited and use comma to separate them out. So that's what I have done, or I will provide you this clean file as well. So in the CSV file, what we have just changed it to Excel format, and we have saved this revenue as a number, employee count as a number, because it was causing some problems in Tableau. Earlier we created a dashboard using the same file like this with Power BI. So here you can see information. So we will try to create similar information here as well. Since the file is given as an Excel file, we will open Excel connector and load the file. Now once we have loaded the data set, you can see we have rank, name, industry, revenue being read as a number, and revenue growth being read as a number of employees, and headquarters city and state being read as geographical values. So this was important. um, Before trying this, I also tried this with CSV file. Somehow it was not working. We had to do a lot of changes. Now in the data set or in the dashboard that we created, we had some KPIs like average number of employees, average revenue growth, and we can build the same set of KPIs using the text tables in Tableau also. So for example, here we will bring employees, and let's say you have your choice. You want to show total number of employees in these 100 companies, or on an average how many employees are there in every company. Then you can also select uh, revenue in USD millions. Here also you have choice of either showing as sum or average value, and similarly we have revenue growth. So here also you have choice to show it as a sum, but here not latitude, sorry, we have to select revenue growth, and here also we have to show it as a average because here only average matters, so which is 0.1958. We can also try one thing. For example, revenue growth is given, obviously it has number, but in default properties we have total using automatic sum average or number format, sorry, and in number format let's show it as a percentage. So now it is showing 19.58%, which we can confirm here also. Next, in order to create the KPI row, either we can create three different sheets. That's what we can do. So when we have to replicate something that is in Power BI, in Power BI we start from scratch and we can create all the visuals in the same page. In Tableau, what you can see is we build sheets and then we put them in a dashboard. So here we can select the simple text box here and we can just swipe it like this. So and then we can increase its width. So it will show average number of employees, average revenue growth, and we can call it our KPI table or whatever you want to call. So we will just call it KPIs. Here if you want to uh, change their formatting, so for example you have text, here you have measure value. So in measure values you can select for example text like 12, so we can apply here. And for these measure values we can select a different color, for example a dark blue color, and make it bold and apply. So you can select it like this, right? And alignment can be also changed from here, which I will just show you. So alignment can be automatic, it can be like this, you can change the orientation, etc., can be changed from here. So this is how you can edit the label. And we have this, so we can edit the alias also if needed. And we have format option. So if we go there, we have the format option. In format option we have default, like what is the default font, and we have totals and grand totals. Okay, so here you can see the font is given as Tableau medium, and we can select 15 as our heading size. And for example in Power BI when we created, we used a different color for our headings. So here also we can use a different color for our headings. So that, for example, let's say we want to choose this color, okay, or this color, whatever is your favorite color, you can choose it here and you can keep it like that. So this kind of creates our KPI sheets. If you want to reduce their size, you can reduce, but it is good. I will edit alias for this one because it is very long. So I will simply say average revenue. Yeah, I think it is okay to be honest. Average revenue in USD millions, and we can reduce the width of others. So now it is okay, and we can increase some gap between them as well. So if we want to format this, let's say if I right click here and click on format, so I have pane and header information here, and here we have some font. You can see from here we can change the font. So I will just select the font color as white color because we are inside header, and in shading I will select this color. Okay, and this way it will be represented like this. And for example if I want to reduce the font size to around 12 pixel or maybe 13 pixel, I can do that. So this creates our KPIs. Now if I go further, I will see we have sum of revenue in USD by different states. For that I will create a new worksheet. Let's arrange that worksheet here, and just to be sure I will simply copy the title so that saves a little bit of time. So sum of revenue by US, sum of revenue in USD by state. And here when we are showing this, right, although we can right click and double click and format this as well. For example, if you want to select a different color, make it bold, you can apply, right? When you have to select something which has a geographical value, so for example a state, so we add a state to the columns and revenue in USD millions in rows. We don't have information of all states here, some states, and we will select this map chart, which in Tableau will automatically start showing the data which it is not able to show because it its country is selected as India here, right? So we select United States here, and for United States we will select OK, and now you can see the information. You can go to color, like here we have light blue to dark blue diverging color, so we can select some other color also. For example, we can select this color, okay, and we can click OK, and it will be displayed like this. So this will be the default display of graph here. So we have the KPIs here also. Let's do the same thing, make it bold, and I will select this, click apply and OK. Sorry, I accidentally clicked something else. And these are KPIs, so let's select bold and apply. And these are sum of revenue by state. This is sum of revenue by state. This is just a way of understanding how these different visuals can be created. This is revenue in USD by industry. So here we have a donut chart. In Tableau we don't have a donut chart, but we do have a pie chart. So we will add another sheet here, and in this sheet we are going to show revenue in USD by industry. So here we will simply rename revenue by industry, and we will copy. Actually I can copy the old sheets also, but let's do this time. Next time I will copy. Now for a pie chart, you see you need one or more dimension and one or two measures. So one dimension that we need here is the industry name, which is a categorical field. And industry name wise we will show total revenue, because this is one of the main targeted field here. And when you will create something like this, here you will see the legend, and here you will see this information. We can click Ctrl Shift B n number of times to make it a little bit bigger. And if you want to show the industry name over these you know pies or these different sectors, you can show it like this as well. So we can zoom it so that we can see the industry names properly. And here in labels, you can see in text we have industry name. So let's try to give it a smaller font so that we can see them more properly. So this is our revenue by industry. Let's say we have to create a dashboard. So in the dashboard we have a blank space here, and here you can see minimum size and maximum size. And what we can do, there is a range or a automatic size also. So automatic will be responsive, like based on my device's width. Then in top we will bring KPIs, so you can see KPIs over here. And before that we can bring a simple horizontal element here, and in that horizontal element we will bring KPIs, and then we will bring sum of revenue and revenue in USD, which we will bring here. So obviously I am going to arrange all of this, but this is what I am showing you. But this way we will bring everything together once everything is created. So now let's go back. This is showing sum of revenue by company name. Obviously here you can see a line also. So sum of revenue, let's try that. Sum of revenue and average of revenue growth by name. So for that we will create a new sheet. In this new sheet, what we can do, first of all we will put the company name here, and we will show revenue in millions here as a chart. We will arrange this like this. Then in the graph you can see we have a line chart also. This line chart represents, for example, in a for a company where revenue may be less but the revenue growth may be more from previous year. So here we can put average revenue growth, but you have to drag it here in this axis. Now we have two axes. In one we have sum of your revenue, and on other we will select average revenue growth. You can see for sum of revenue we are going to select the bar chart, okay, just like this. And for average revenue we are going to select the line chart. So you can see now we have something very much similar to what we have here, okay. So this is sum of revenue and average revenue by growth, and we sorry, sum of revenue and average revenue growth by company name. So we will click here and copy this, and we will simply rename for this visual like this, okay. And we will select this, apply the same color, make it bold, apply, okay. So now we have 4 different charts for our dashboard. Then we have revenue in USD millions by city. So obviously here, just to teach, I created 2 different graphs, but actually we want to show revenue in USD millions by city. So what we can do, we can create another chart, or we can duplicate this chart, okay. I don't want this sheet, and I will simply copy this chart. Here you can see this is actually a vertical a horizontal bar, right? So first of all I will rename it here. So this, here we will show revenue USD by city. So let's get rid of this, get rid of this, and we have headquarters or city information. Here we also have this chart where it will automatically pick the city names, okay. And as a number we can show revenue growth and revenue both as a label. So if you want, you can create a chart like this also, where we can select this type of color, or maybe we can click on more colors and select a color like this, a dark color. So this is something you can select as well. So this is revenue in USD millions by city. And suppose you want to show it just like a bar graph. So what we can do, first of all, we can remove state from here. Obviously we don't need state information, and we can simply change it to a simple bar graph, and we can align it like that, just as we have shown. And if you want to show this revenue over the bars also, so you can select it as a label, and in your tooltip you have sum of revenue, and you have that font alignment, okay, everything is there. And you can select that, let's say we want to select a different color for it, so we can select that. Let's say we want to show it in a green color, apply. And for these bars also, if you want to select that color that we have selected, this may be too much, so we can go with a light color or something else. So this is revenue USD million by city. And now we have the dashboard. So in the dashboard, here we can see we have first row. In our first row we have the heading and the image. Then we have our second section. In this second section you can see we have let's say 70-30 ratio. So in this second section we have, in first 70% or left 70% we have these visuals, and then we have the filters. So in order to do something like that in Tableau, let's say we go with a horizontal arrangement, okay. And in that horizontal arrangement we first have to write a text. So that text box will be first placed, and in that text box what we are going to display is this simple information. So we will top US companies by revenue analysis, okay. So obviously this font size may be too much, so we'll go with 22 or 24, which is okay, and we can make it bold. Now since it's a horizontal arrangement, we also have to add one image. So we will add one image here, and then it is asking us to choose the image. So when we will choose the image, so when you will click on choose button, it will ask you to select any image. Let's select this grocery image that we had. You can fit image, center image, and apply. and okay. Don't worry about it. We will obviously manage these things. So this is first row. Then we are going to add another horizontal arrangement. So you can see we can either add it here or just below it. Okay. So we are adding another horizontal element here, and in this horizontal element you can see we have a KPI and one filter. Okay. Although we have not used filters here, so we will simply bring KPIs here, and you can see we still have a space for a filter to be added. In order to add a filter, let's say we want to add a filter here. So we want to add industry as a filter or a state as a filter. So we just add it to filters, select all of them, click apply, okay, okay, and we click on show filter. So it will give us information like this, and then we show the filter as a single value list or a multiple value drop down, sorry. And in multiple value drop down, first we select all, and this will be like a filter, and then we click on this arrow over here, and we say we apply to only this worksheet or all using this data source. So this way, for example, if I apply this filter for airlines only and apparels, so you will see even in other charts only apparel and airline will be visible, even here also. So this will be now applied to all the visuals, and since you have to put it in a dashboard, so it should be visible there, right? So now that is important, and so we will show it here. Then we have sum of revenue, so we will add, before showing everything here, so we will add one more layer. So we will add one more layer like this, and what we can do, since now we have these different values, so we can arrange them like this, right? So suppose we want to show the data in same format, so this is what minimum it is allowing us to do. I'll see it later. Now we have another row here. Okay, in this row we have to show these two or three graphs, so we will show two of them. Sum of revenue by state, I will show it here. So sum of revenue by state, let's show, and revenue in USD. Okay, so you can see automatically a filter row is created, and for this we have to show revenue in USD by industry like this, and I can now increase its height. Okay, I have this information here, I can reduce its height now. So you can see more values we are putting, the more space we are getting to create our visuals. Okay, and we can simply arrange it like this. So revenue in USD by industry, and this is something where we can increase its width so that it can fit inside the width properly. Okay, let me just do it one more time. Sometimes it is weird. Yeah, and now we can just use the other space. This is title, so I don't think we need title here because this is KPI and it is known to us. So we have this information. Let me increase this space now. So now we have increased some space here, and we can fit the data like this. Okay, and now you can you have this information here. For example, we can edit image, we can select it as floating or fixed width, and here you have different options that you can do with this image. Okay, if I select this, here also you will have options to fix it with etc. Now next thing is, this is dashboard, this is layout. So if I click that, like the arrangement that we have done so far, so once tiled will come, then horizontal, and then tile in this is horizontal. If I select this container, okay, so this is our entire container, and if I select this container, so this is horizontal container. Here I will see a background color. So let's say for this I want to display a different color as a background. So if I want, I can select that, right? This is something I can do it from here. So this is important. We can select any kind of color here. And obviously this title may be a little bit big for us to see. So what we can do, we can click here and let's say we can display it as a 20 font size, and then we can probably reduce its height even further and add more gap here. So this is how you can arrange different layouts. Next thing is, so we have KPIs here, one graph, sum of revenue, this, we have revenue USD million, this, then we have this chart, right? This is important chart to display. So now we have two more charts remaining. For that, we will again add another horizontal arrangement here. You can see here also we can add, but I want to add it just below this. Okay. And then what we can do, we can simply drag sum of revenue here and revenue in USD like this. Now we can reduce their width as per obviously their proportion that is needed. And now I can reduce width here so that we can show them all. What I can do here, let's put it in half width. Okay, so actually I have to select this entire chart first, not this. And when there is a problem in selection, what we can do, like we can select this horizontal element from here, and then we can do it like that, because this is a pie chart. So for pie chart we can press Ctrl B to reduce its height. Okay, so that's why, that's how we can show this. We can increase more area here, and let's apply. And we also want to show these KPIs. So obviously this is going to take some exercise, to fit all of this in Tableau, and we can increase this height a little bit, however is possible. And this is what we can show. Now we can simply go to the present mode, which will have more space. In present mode, you can see we are now showing top US e-commerce companies by revenue, and here we have average employees, average revenue. So obviously some things we come to know when we arrange them like that. Now here let's say we right click, and so this is the KPI visual which is inside this horizontal arrangement. And if I say distribute content evenly, so whatever content is there, it will distribute it evenly. Similarly, we have another horizontal arrangement where we have this. Suppose I want to distribute this evenly, so we can do that. But here, because we have a pie chart, we are not going to do that. But suppose you have n number of values or n number of columns, so you can arrange them like that as well. I will just increase their width a little bit more, and okay. And now when I will go to present mode, I will have this type of chart. So obviously you can arrange them, and as per your arrangement you can see when you will go in full width mode, you will be able to see them. If we want, we can put another measure here, like we have just given average number of values. We can also show uh, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, sum, anything. You can select the industry. So you will see for industry based filters, let's say we want to see for apparel industry, automotive industry, and beverages, chemical. Let's say we want to show it for this, so this filter will work, right? So, and similarly we can add other filters also, like state filter can be there, company name can be there, as we have done in case of Power BI. So this is a simple visual for us. This is a simple dashboard for us that we have created here to explain the user. Now, for example, we can right click here, or we have selected this. For this, we want a particular type of background. So we can select that, right? For any element, if you want to create a background. For example, we have selected KPI. For KPIs, I need a background. So you can select it like that. Or you can go to these sheets, these individual sheets, and there you can show the background. Okay. So that is also something you can do. For example, if I want to select something here, so I will right click here, and also I will right click here, format, and here we have header, pane, etc. We have a background. So in the worksheet, let's say we put this background, right? So this is something we can do, and this will automatically be reflected there. We can do it in all sheets, but if you like that simple dashboard like this, so you can go with it as well. So this is a simple dashboard tutorial for Tableau. I hope you like the tutorial. Please follow it from your end, and you can ask us different questions if you have. If you like this tutorial, please subscribe to our channel so that we can bring more Tableau related tutorials for you.